It was a situation where the landlord swindled me. There was no piping underneath the sinks.
What?
Yeah. There was like on the pictures and everything that I saw.
Yeah.
It looked really nice and renovated, but you go in, there's like paint all on the floors, and it's like the paint's still wet on the cabinets. I said, people are supposed to be here very, very soon.
Right.
Why don't you care about my life?
Right.
Like, this is detrimental right now. There's water going straight from the sink to the floor.
What?
Ghetto. Good idea, now we buying merch.
That's ghetto.
Payment miss.
Who the ghetto?
Say she quit.
Who the ghetto?
Late on your rent.
Rent is ghetto.
New event.
Who the ghetto?
Invoice in.
That ain't ghetto.
Money spent.
Oh, that's ghetto. Hold on, it's kind of ghetto being a CEO.
Welcome back to another episode of the Ghetto CEO Podcast, where we keep it 100% real, give you the 100% raw truth behind being a CEO. Like, I love being a CEO, but it's giving very much ghetto, okay? So listen, I brought my Youngnaires in the building so that you guys can see young people are out here getting it, okay? Gen Z ain't playing with us, all right? And the Youngnaires have a unique story about how they became a CEO, some of the struggles that they're going through as a CEO currently, and how they're actually overcoming it. So welcome to the Ghetto CEO Show, Youngnaires in the building. Are y'all excited?
Yes. I'm happy to be here.
I'm
so excited.
I'm happy to have you guys. This is gonna be a good episode.
It is.
We gonna get right today.
Period. So let them know who you are.
Yes.
And they probably like, Youngnaires. What does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Is that how you say it?
Youngnaires.
Youngnaires.
Yeah.
See, I'm old as hell. Like, oh shit. Like, okay, go ahead.
So we're what Youngnaires? Well, let's start with me. Let's start with me first. I'm Nadia Sole. I'm 21 years old. I'm one of the hosts of Youngnaires Podcast. We kind of started Youngnaires Podcast because I was getting a lot of like DMs from one of my high school students that I went to, and they were just hitting me up and DMing me like, hey, like, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? Can you give me a job? Can you help me like start a business? Can you help me do this? And I'm like, I'm not really an expert in like helping you start businesses. They've just seen me do a couple different things. Like I did Airbnb. I had a cleaning company. So I had a couple different things, and they were just like, oh, can you hire me? And I'm like, I can't hire you.
Trying to get a job.
Yeah, I don't know how to. I can't pay you, but what else can I do to like help people?
Yeah.
So what I thought of is making a platform where I can bring different types of people who are in all different types of areas of entrepreneurship, from real estate to podcasting to YouTubers to content creators, just everybody, and who is like for the most part under the age of 30.
Okay.
Just to give them some inspiration.
So I could be a part of the crew.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm 28. I made it, y'all.
Yeah, and if you're 30 and older,
You can still be on the show.
Okay.
You're just an OG.
Yeah.
And then,
Gotcha.
people listen a little bit more when they're older.
Okay.
They do.
Youngnaires. I am a Youngnaire.
Yes.
I love it.
Anyway, so Youngnaires also stands for a young entrepreneur with a millionaire mindset.
I
so
love
that's how that
that.
kind of like.
So anybody can be a Youngnaire.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm Sole. I'm 17 years old, and I wanted to be an architect at first or a photographer. But then I looked into it, and that's like a lot of math, like a lot of math. So then I saw, my bonus mom and my dad and her, they all had businesses and, kind of connected. And we made a little business. I had Wonderlux agencies for a little bit, and that was me just like contacting hotels to do like social media and stuff like that. But then we linked up and we joined forces to create Sister Lux agencies. Yes. So that's where we're going here.
Okay, so what's Sister Lux Agency?
Okay, so Sister Lux Agency is what the first business that we started together. Because like I said, I had a cleaning company, and then I realized I don't like cleaning toilets. I don't want to do it. I'm not doing it no more.
Yeah,
so I was like, what else can I like do? And like she said, she started Wonderlux, and that was kind of like, you know, doing social media management and more stuff on the computer. And I'm like, well, that seems a little bit more my speed. And like, she is a little more reserved.
Okay.
And I'm more like I could do the business phone calls, I can do the emails. I'm like, all right, what's up with it? If something's wrong, I'm gonna make sure it get right.
Right.
She probably gonna let it slide.
Okay.
Once it come to me, it's getting fixed.
So I like the artistic aspect of taking the pictures and really like designing the page and stuff like that. And she was talking to people, all that other stuff. So yin and yang, we complete each other.
So you have Sister Looks, and then now you have the podcast.
Yes.
So how has that been going? How's that journey?
So the podcast is everything to me. Like everything. I love just sitting down and talking to just other like-minded individuals, especially because I don't know what God did to me, but I'm not trying to be in the club. I'm not trying to be in the bars. It's just not for me. I'm not for the streets. I like to be home. I am for the sheets, baby. I should have worn me a hoodie and some fuzzy socks and stuff. So, like, I like to be home. I like to just be on my computer and just, you know, work and just learn, you know, how to progress and like get better. And a lot of people my age are not really like
trying to do all
they're not really worried about that. So it's really refreshing to see all these other people come and be like, no, hey, I do it too, or I do this, I do, you know. And it's like, wow, we're really out here. Like, I just wanted to put a platform where everybody can see us, because you see a lot of podcasts that are you know, people who are older. You don't really see, you know, somebody who's 21 and 17 in front of the camera like, hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to our podcast.
And if it is young people, it's usually about relationships or something like that. And that's not really what we're going for.
That's not my vibe.
I'm not really worried about, you know, what Carisha is doing. I really don't. It's not my. But how are we making money?
Facts.
Yes.
How are we getting into the money?
Facts.
So that's really what I like to talk about. So that's the journey for the podcast has been. It's been so dope just being able to connect with so many other people who are in the same mind space as me.
I love that. And I think that, one, you guys know this is the Ghetto CEO Podcast, right? Because being a CEO is giving very much ghetto, right? And so there's a lot of things behind the scenes that people don't get to talk about. Like, there's things that's always happening that sometimes we just feel like, you know, when things happen, sometimes as a CEO, you got to take the high road, right? But today we're going to the flow. So, what you guys, and this is something that I think people actually experience all the time. And you guys recently experienced something. Something. What was that something?
All right, so we gonna keep it classy, but we also go
share
dish.
The truth.
We also go dish a little tea. So we had a couple people that came up on the podcast. And they were
one of our first guests.
We
thought we were like this.
But we weren't. I thought we was here, bro.
If the little sister heard, I know. She like, we was here. It was so nice for you.
I thought we was homies.
Yeah.
So we had them on the podcast. It was two of them. And then, you know, it was, you know, I noticed that both of them asked to watch the other one's, you know, show. So while they were recording, they were just, you know, I was like, cool, you can sit in the corner, that's fine. We all family here, we all just chilling. It was all good vibes, all good energy. And then we dropped ours, you know, our podcast. We were actually batching content for our podcast for 2 months before we even dropped anything. So we were sitting there working on that for a while, and then once we actually dropped it, those two people also, you know, added some more people to the hosting group and started a podcast that is talking about entrepreneurs who are 30 years old and younger or what. And I'm like,
seems a bit familiar. I don't know if I'm...
And so y'all had no, like, conversation?
No, I had no clue that they were going to start a podcast.
I just saw it on the feed.
I just saw it on the... What? I said, that's real ghetto of you.
It's definitely giving ghetto.
That's real ghetto of you.
Right.
Especially because, you know, like even outside of the podcast, like listen, when I tell you we be inside.
Yeah.
Inside.
None of y'all know us. Like, none of y'all know. We don't have no friends. So that another part of the podcast was like, all right, cool. Like,
we're gonna make some friends.
I'm gonna make some cool people off of this podcast who are like-minded. Like I said, I'm not trying to party. I'm not trying to do that. So typically, the people who are coming on the podcast don't got time to party because they working.
Yeah.
So they trying to go to brunch dates or something and just bring their laptop and talk. And that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking we gonna be besties. We gonna go out to brunch. We gonna do this.
Yeah.
We don't get invited to nothing.
Not a thing. Well, actually, they invited me one time.
It wasn't they. It was a one.
It was a one.
They knew you was the nice one.
Yeah.
They probably
They came
did.
for
No, just I don't know who these people are, but
they came for the right one.
But I think that you guys have experienced something that's very real in entrepreneurship.
Yes.
And that's people stealing your IP.
Yes.
Right? And a lot of times there are certain things that you just can't do to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how can you prove this? Right? Like that I wasn't already thinking this because it's an idea.
Right.
And but that doesn't eliminate the hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That doesn't eliminate
Because
the heartbreak.
listen, and ain't nobody saying you can't. Nobody else who's 21 or 17 can start a podcast.
Right.
It was the wording of it for me. It was almost verbatim. That was what I was like,
the
dang.
verbiage of
So you really took notes
30?
and recited it.
Why
That's
couldn't
what's
it be
crazy.
27? Why couldn't it be 25 and under? 30? You gonna steal my?
Gonna steal my intro? That's crazy.
And so it was just like, so how did that make y'all feel? Like when you seen this, who found it?
I feel
seen
like
it
we kind of saw it at the
At the
same
same
time.
Oh wait, and no, one of them sent it to me.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They DM'd it to me. Ghetto, like
what? So like, go back.
Yeah.
DM'd it to me talking
like,
about,
hey,
hey, just started a podcast. You know, go check out our first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
like, you think it was like I
really don't know what it was meant for. Because I'm saying, like, they've gone out. We've already told them, invite us. Like, we could go out. They be going roller skating. They be going, I'm like, I ain't gonna invite. Right? But then you pop up with a podcast that's doing the same exact stuff that we're talking about. And
Right.
and then, like, we didn't have no conversation about it, but you want me to check out your first episode.
So what happened? How did you feel when y'all seen it?
I didn't watch the whole episode. I just clicked on it and I saw
Yeah.
I saw that I saw that people were in the comments talking about, oh wow, you know, I haven't seen a young podcast before with people so young and talking about everybody needs this and da 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 da. And I was like, aw.
She was like, oh,
Right.
Cute.
I'm glad I inspired you.
I'm glad
did that make you guys feel some type of way? Like,
I mean,
not outside of anger. You know what I'm saying?
I was laughing.
Yeah, it was more like
I was giggling like, I inspired you.
like you
Yeah.
really,
and
really
you're
just
gonna
took the
do
whole
it
thing.
and it's not gonna be as good as mine, but it's gonna be great
Right.
for you.
like I
You
tell
know,
my
I'm in
brother, they're gonna do them, and we're gonna do better,
And
and that's all that they have to say.
because I'm not jealous or like that it did not invoke in me at all. It was more like if we were friends who were cool, we could have I would have been supported you. It just popped out of nowhere and then it sounded like mine and I'm like,
this is too close.
Right.
It's a little
Too close
it's
for
a little,
comfort.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
a little too close.
Yes.
But like honestly, if that's what you want to do, like that's fine.
I support it.
Yeah,
Go at it.
good for you.
Yeah.
But we're worried about our own stuff. We're still in our own lane. We got our own vibe. Like our setup is completely different.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the way that we talk, our intro is completely like we got our whole own swag. So nobody's worried about. It was just like you wake up. It's like one of those things. It's like wow.
Like,
And those are, like, you literally have those moments as a CEO. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's times that I've seen stuff, you know, or I've gotten text messages from people's employees. Like the girl screenshot my page, like, why we didn't think of this? You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I know that this is a real thing, and I can say that when people try to take your IP or they're like, oh, every time I gotta wait on you to do something, they can never go far, right? Because they're waiting on the next person. But what I do say is, how can you level up? You know what I'm saying? How can I, like, this?
Right.
Okay, girl.
Oh, because another thing was I saw they like dropped it without even having a name. I'm like, what are we in a rush for?
Right.
Like, if you care about it, if you like, you know, like I said, we was, you know, content creating for 2 months before anybody even knew that we dropped anything. Before we had our Instagram page, like we was flooding it with all these different posts that nobody was seeing until we were ready to launch.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, are y'all in a rush to
right.
And
it feels like, you know, kind of icky. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an ick. Like, because at the end of the day, we all on our own journey. Yeah. There's going to be more podcasts with young people, especially as you guys are progressing.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I don't even think that's the problem. I think sometimes when we get into entrepreneurship, we don't have coworkers, right? Like, we're not working a real job.
Yeah.
So the people we adapt to are other entrepreneurs. And so when your coworker slights you, it's big like I don't like it.
I don't really like that. Not at all.
Like, it's a thing. So I think that, you know, it's a lesson learned. Like, it's one of those war wounds. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's gonna be a story that you tell later on, but it's not gonna stop anything for sure.
Definitely not gonna stop. It's not pushing right on through.
It's little sister for me. Absolutely not.
It was a pebble in the way.
Right, absolutely. So you guys have been CEOs for a while. You guys are young.
Not even for a while.
Not for a while.
We started in May last year.
Period.
Yeah.
But y'all are young.
Yeah.
How did we get here? Like, what made you be like, okay, I'm going to start a business and not be an architect?
Like I said, my dad, he's always kind of been very, well, not always, but for a long time, since I can remember, he's been very entrepreneurial minded. He had like a vending machine business and a CrossFit gym and knocker ball business. So he's always been doing random stuff. So I was like, oh, you know, I know that it's possible to be out here working for yourself, not working at McDonald's or Wendy's at 17 and working for me and being happier and wealthier. And so
that made you be aware. And one thing that I love is that I think that with entrepreneurship and anything in life, I think awareness. Like, if you're not exposed to certain things,
you will never know.
You will never.
You don't know what you don't know.
Of course, you never know.
Facts. So how did you experience the same thing with your dad?
Yeah, kind of. How did I really get into it? I only had 2 jobs, like 9-to-5 jobs in my entire life. It was one at Publix, and I hated it. I quit in the middle of my shift, and I just
you sound like me
in the middle of my shift.
Yeah,
toot, clocked out. You never saw me again. I avoid that Publix at all costs. But so then after that, I was working for a cleaning company, and then I got into a car accident, and I couldn't you know, I didn't have a vehicle to be able to go back and forth, so I got fired. And I was like, dang, I don't want to like just go to Wendy's or nothing like that. And I already went through all this training for cleaning. I'm like, shit, I need to do something with this. So I went to Walmart. I got me a vacuum cleaner, a bucket, a little caddy, all these different cleaning supplies, and I made these little flyers. I put them everywhere, and I started cleaning my ass.
Oh, wow.
And then I realized, like I said, I didn't want to clean toilets no more. Yeah. And I was like, let me move on to, you know, something online. And then that's when we connected, and I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, this could be a cool teamwork, because like she said, she likes to do, you know, like I can be like send all these emails out and she'll just copy and paste, and if we have a book consultation call, I'm the one hopping on the phone and having those conversations. So it's a lot less stress on me, because I know what it feels like to run a business by myself. So to split it up, it's like and we be cackling. We be cackling it while we sending emails, like just having a grand old like if you were a fly on the wall in those conversations,
you would be astounded of the things that come out of our mouths.
Listen, and I think doing it together, you know what I'm saying, is a beautiful thing, because I think as an entrepreneur, I started my business when I was 19. I actually started at school. And I remember, first of all, I had no idea what a brand management company was. I just was, I was an assistant. And I needed a job. So I was like, well, I should post on your social media, because that's how we should do it. I think I should do this. I should clean your brushes. I should host, do an event for you, right? Yeah. And so as I'm doing this, I'm like, oh, this is kind of lit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like it. Yeah. And then I just started getting more clients. And I think that the beautiful thing about finding entrepreneurship when you're young is that you have your entire life to fulfill that purpose.
Yes.
There's so many different things you can bounce around to.
Yep.
Because I thought I was going to stay, because I also set up Airbnbs for people. So it was like a business in a box type thing. They would pay me. I'd go find the property, furnish it, do all that, set it up, set up the cleaners, all that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Because the money was, yeah. So, but then afterwards, I had a problem. This was something else that was real ghetto.
This one was crazy.
It was from hell. It was just from hell. So I was setting up Airbnb in Houston. It was a situation where the landlord swindled me. There was no piping underneath the sinks.
What?
Yeah, there was like on the pictures and everything that I saw.
Yeah,
it looked really nice and renovated, but you go in, there's like paint all on the floors, and it's like the paint's still wet on the cabinets. I said, people are supposed to be here very, very soon.
Right.
Why don't you care about my life? Right. Like, this is detrimental right now. There's water going straight from the sink to the floor.
What? Are you struggling with hair growth? Do you want to make sure your edges is full so that you could go into the wintertime with full edges and full tresses, okay? Well, my friends over there at Sleek Pro, they are making sure that they are not just for filling your hair, but they're also taking care of your scalp. Their products are literally amazing, you guys. Their results are amazing. They're helping people go from no hair to a whole lot of hair. So if you need to make sure that you take your hair game to the next level, then what I want you guys to do is click the link below, click the link in the show notes so you could be able to shop with our friends over there at Sleek Pro. Their products is reducing frizz, it is providing moisture, it's doing all the things as black girls that we need when it's crazy outside. We want our hair to look good, even if we're wearing protective styles. So click the link below. Now they're also doing a special thing for us. For a limited time, they're giving us a discount on their products. So use code Ghetto CEO to get you a discount on all things Sleek Pro. Now back to the episode.
Yeah, I thought you were about to talk about the squatter.
Then
because the squatter is what got me.
This ain't even me. You said you started last May.
Well, the stuff that me and her have been doing
together.
Oh, okay.
I'm like saying, child, it's been a year.
Yeah. I've been like an entrepreneur just by myself since I was 19. So I got a little bit of years in me. But this happened with me like 2 years ago.
Okay, so it was a squatter?
Yeah, so after I went all the way to Houston, tried to fix everything, got the maintenance man to go do whatever he needed to do to fix everything. I'm thinking everything's cool. I'm about to go back, about to get it booked and stuff. I go back. My maintenance guy's about to go back in there to do something with the water one more time. He's like, hey, there's people inside. I said, I checked the app. I'm like, there's nobody checked in right now. There should be nobody. What you mean? There's people in there saying that they're claiming this Airbnb. Like, no, this is my home. I said, I just left. I just left like a couple days before and came back to Georgia. So I know you don't own it and you haven't been living there for a month because I was just there. What? There claiming that they won't leave. They took everything, took the mic.
And apparently you can't just throw them out because squatters' rights. Why do squatters have rights?
That does happen. If they were to be there for a certain amount of time, they would have gotten squatters' rights. But I got them out before then, so that didn't. We had to call.
This is new. Yeah. So I could just go be in the house. How
right? Just break into a mansion and just live there.
Because I'm plotting. I can save my money.
Stop! You about to put her in jail? I don't know exactly the amount of days, but I know there is something where somebody is in the property. They've been there. You haven't checked on the property for a certain amount of time. They can claim it. So, but in this case, that didn't happen. Thank you, Jesus. Oh but I did have to call the cops and get them removed. So I was on the phone with the cops.
Did you have to fly back?
No, it was. I was not doing that. I was not doing that. I was on the. I told my maintenance man to give the phone to the police. I said, "Hello, the number is da 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 da," and get them out. And he was like, "Okay." Then I FaceTimed them. I'm on the FaceTime with the police in Atlanta and on the phone with the police in Houston, and they're going through all their stuff. They packed up everything. The couch, the coffee table, The coffee maker had a little basket with chips and stuff. Gone. All the blankets. I said.
So I know this story too.
Like she ain't heard this before.
I just hearing it again. I just be forgetting how crazy people are.
After that one, I was like, it's a wrap. I'm not. Yeah. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
It's not worth it. I'm doing digital money, and that's it.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think people don't really talk about like behind the scenes of being an entrepreneur, and it's very ghetto. Oh, do you feel like that's the most ghettoest thing that you've experienced as an entrepreneur, or what do you think your biggest struggle is?
I think
that one might be it, because that was pretty ghetto.
I was in so, because I'm telling you, like there was people who were supposed to be in like the next day, and I'm like, and mind you, I was setting this up for clients, so this is not just on me.
This somebody else.
My client is looking at me like, what's going on, and I'm like,
I don't know.
I wish I could tell you. I
don't know, and I'm so sorry.
Like I'm
gonna figure it out. Yeah. It was just so much. So I really think that was probably one of the ghettoest thing. That's and cleaning too. Oh, baby.
First of all, don't y'all ask my good sis to clean nothing.
I'm not cleaning.
Okay, because she is traumatized.
I only clean my home. That's it. When
Listen,
anybody else,
we need to just hire you some cleaners, because I don't know, you might have PTSD.
At that point, when I see like a broom, I just start
shaking right.
I can't. I'm done.
See a sponge and have war flashbacks.
Yeah,
right.
No, literally. But there's been a house that was just out of this world.
That was wild. So what is the vision? Like, where are you guys going with this? Like, what's the plan?
Ooh, sorry.
Don't bonk the head.
She got excited.
We good?
She just felt it in her spirit.
Do you want to answer
the vision for Sister Lux or for the podcast? It's for the podcast. We want to start traveling, do like traveling podcasts. We want to do mansion party lock-ins, or like other Youngnaires and other entrepreneurs come and we just all network and talk and do the podcast.
Yes,
that's really what but I do want to do, like have the podcast travel and like meet up with different Youngnaires. So like, okay, we hit in Colorado, where y'all at?
Right.
Yes. Let's go. So I want to be able to hop around and do that and just see where all the young entrepreneurs are at. Because I know we out here, but I don't know another platform that is really just like chatting with them. And then doing the same thing what we're doing right now, talking about, behind the scenes and how people can get there and do the same things as you. Like, because there's a lot of people don't want to go to college. And there's other things you can do besides going to college. And going to college or working a 9-to-5, there's other things you can do. So like, I want to make sure that people know that, you don't got to just sign your life away. Like, you can literally do something that you enjoy doing and put a pretty penny on it.
Yes, and I think that a lot of I'm seeing y'all would be considered like Gen Z, huh?
Yeah, we're Gen Z.
I sound so old. I'm like, y'all like the Gen Z, right? But with Gen Z, I am seeing like a lot of you guys like starting businesses a lot younger.
We don't want to work for nobody.
Nobody. Y'all don't. First of all, these Gen Z, these people's is different. They don't want to work for nobody.
No.
They don't want to do like that. It's just don't tell us what to do. We not coming to work. Like we not doing. I don't want to work at home. I only want to work 3 to 5. Like it's just like very structured. What do you feel like the difference? Like how did we change this culture so fast? Like what's your opinion?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think we're realizing our worth.
I do think that, yeah.
I think we're starting to see that, hey, I was here for 8 hours today, and I made $80.
Right. The math ain't mathing. 8 hours should equal about $17,000.
Y'all see how these Gen Zs? If you want to hire somebody, do not hire Gen Zs because they want $17,000 a day
per hour. Like, cause why not?
Cause we ain't got that.
Yeah, but we do. There's so much money out there. Yes. We do.
I'm telling you, it's. I really think that's what it is. We're starting to realize that our time is worth more.
Yeah.
I love that for y'all.
And that we don't have unlimited time. That's one thing that we don't have. So if you want to spend it, and like people are retiring at like 60 and stuff.
60?
I almost threw up.
Yeah, you almost had a tweet.
Right.
Like
60?
Yeah, that's a long time.
That's when
And
you
then
stop
60,
working, and then you can only enjoy your life for
like 20.
it's not
20 years?
it's not sounding right to me.
Right.
So if you know that, I feel like we're just like, all right, cool. I got the information now. Let me just implement real quick, so we just don't end up in that situation again. I feel like a lot of us are picking up on that.
Yeah.
So I think that's how we're starting to change the culture. We know our worth now.
I love that for y'all.
And with the advances
some baby
in
boomers to hire. These kids don't want to work. But I love that because, and I actually read a study on Gen Z, and in the study, it basically like split y'all down the middle, right? There's this group of Gen Zs that's like, I want to own a business. I'm going to do this. I want to make money. I'm going to make $17,000 in 2 minutes, right? But then there's the other group of them, and I literally deal with this. My boyfriend has a son. He's 16 years old. And there's the other group that's like, it's whatever. I play the game. I'll be a content creator. I'll be, like, it's no, like, hard adapting to anything, right? Like, it's just like, he has no desire to drive, no desire to, like, he has no desire, like, it's whatever. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, in my mind, I just think about, like, where I was at 16, and he's just not there. He's like, I like to play my game. I go to school. I come back. I figured out. Chilling. I don't want to go to, like, he don't want to go to college. He, like, it's just like, whatever. And I literally, so in the study, it talked about how Gen Zs ain't gonna find real money until like 30, 35. And I was like, dang. Because it's like, y'all, at the end of the day, it's about your happiness.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not the money for y'all.
It really isn't.
It's really not.
Right? So y'all agree with that?
Yes. Very much so.
Absolutely. Because like I said, right now, like, somebody could call me and be like, hey, like, I want you to come clean for a ridiculous amount of money. Yeah. The answer is no.
No, sir.
The answer is absolutely not.
Right.
I don't care how much it is, because I'm miserable when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going back. Right. I'm going to go find something else, and I'm going to charge that much. Like, that's it.
I respect it because I don't even think, and I'm, like I said, I'm not that far removed. I'm talking to y'all like I'm like the elder.
That's what I'm like, not the old. Chill out.
Like, I'm a young man, right? Okay, so, but I say that because it's like, I don't know. Well, I started my business pretty young. I never thought that I was going to work for someone. Only, I went to school, I was in college, and I went to school to be an accountant. And so, I wanted to be an accountant. Like, I love counting money. I thought that was great, right? Counting and making it, right? Absolutely. But then I went and viewed, like, one of the top, accounting firms, and it was like lame as fucking there. I was like, oh my God, no. Like, I'm bored. This is crazy. You just right. Like, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it. So I say that to say that I think that the culture is changing, and it all comes back around. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it'll be Gen 2.0, whatever they call it, right? That'll be like, I want to go to work for 8 hours because being an entrepreneur is ghetto. Right. Like, I'm not doing it, right?
That's true.
I think it's a cycle, and I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you so much.
How much you guys are really pouring back into your community and really just showing other people that it's an option.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And I love what you're doing too.
Thank
because the behind the scenes, to be able to like talk and like let loose. People need to see what it looked like because
it'd be ugly. It's not a walk in the park.
It'd be ugly.
No, facts. So before we end, what has been the best advice you guys have received in entrepreneurship? And you guys like got a cheat code because you got a bonus mom,
I know.
Entrepreneur,
Mama
dad. Yes.
And we got a couple good OGs that was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Listen. So you go ahead, boo.
I think one would be like, money loves speed or money loves movement. Actually moving, because I tend to be stuck in my head and just think things too much and just stay in one place thinking about what I'm supposed to be doing. But going out there and making mistakes, even if, you know, it turns out bad, you still learn something and you're going to go back and fix it and make money.
What about you?
So me is do it scared. Do it where you don't have the whole plan.
Yeah.
Because if you continue to just, you know, wait on the plan to be completely perfect, you'll never start anything. You never go nowhere.
Yeah.
You think the way I want my podcast right now, when we first started out, the audio was terrible. It was giving crumbled up crackers in the. It was giving
chips.
all that.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, you're gonna progress. You're gonna tweak things all the time. Nothing's ever going to be completely perfect. So just start.
Yeah.
Just start and figure it out as you go. The thing I saw like a little meme and it made so much sense. It was like entrepreneurship is like jumping off a cliff and then opening the parachute afterwards, not knowing if it's gonna open
and
or not.
maybe it'll open, maybe it don't.
Hey,
you might not realize that the parachute ain't even on your back.
right. But you're gonna make a parachute out of this shirt and you're gonna blow something up and somehow, some way you're gonna figure something out.
You're gonna land safely.
Yeah, you're gonna make it.
Fast.
So just start.
I love that. Well, thank you guys for coming on the
you for
Ghetto
having
CEO
us.
podcast. This was good, y'all.
This was so fun.
Yes, it was, y'all.
We gotta have you on ours.
Yes.
I'm coming.
Okay.
I'm coming. Listen, tell them where to follow you guys and stay tuned in and where they can watch your podcast.
Yes. So you can follow us on Sister Lux Agency on Instagram and TikTok. And then we also have Youngnaires. That's where you find our podcast. And then in the link in our bio, you'll be able to find all our podcast episodes.
Yes.
Y'all, this was a good episode. So make sure if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep giving you these bomb episodes.
Yes.
But if you over here on Apple Podcasts or whatever, make sure you leave us a review because the reviews matter. Okay? I'll see you guys on another episode of Ghetto CEO. Peace out.
Who the ghetto?